Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Fantasy Football Scout YouTube channel. Now, I'm in a bit of a strange location here. I'm actually in London, meeting all the Fantasy Football Scout team. So it's a slightly different location, slightly different video, and unfortunately, slightly lower quality, but you'll have to put up with that. But we are obviously going to be reviewing Group G and Group H of the Club World Cup Fantasy, looking at the teams in it. So you've got Man City featuring, Juventus, Real Madrid, lots of teams, and we're just basically going to go over the top picks like we have done for the rest of the groups. So let's just get straight into the video. Let me get it up now so you can all see it. So let's start with Group G then. So Group G, you've got Man City, you've got a team I'm going to struggle to pronounce, but I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to call them actually WAC, and you've got Al Ayan, and you've also got Juventus as well. So I'm just going to be basically going over your top picks. So let's start with Man City then. The obvious pick from Man City, of course, there's a few picks actually, a few really, really decent options. But let's start with Haaland. Obviously, decent season for City, but not probably the season expected. But yeah, at 11 million, I think coming into this Club World Cup, he is fit now. I think he is going to be a really decent option. Obviously, got a really nice game in the first week as well. So I think he could be a really nice option. Also, Gvardiol for me at 6.1 million. If he does play it again, a really, really tidy option. And finally, Marmoush as well. Since he's coming to that City team, I think he's made a fantastic impact and could also be a really good pick. So if you are going to go with the Man City option, which potentially could be a good recommendation, I would go with one of them three. And they're obviously going to win the group. Coming in second place, of course, in the group, I am going to be going with Juventus, as you can imagine. Some of the picks from Juventus that you will know, of course, you've got the likes of Vlahovic. He is 7.5 million, so decent price point there for him. You've also got Colomboani, who's got 8 goals, and he's also 8 million, so potentially an option there. But the one I like probably of all of the Juventus options is Cambiasso, the defender. He is 5.3 million, but Juventus this year, fantastic defensively, not as good attacking. 17 clean sheets for Juventus this season, a really, really solid season for Juventus, and he's also got 6 GA as well. So for me, as I said, a really, really nice option. Third in the group, I'm going to go with Al Allen. I think they are going to be the third, I guess, best team in the group. Let's go back up to it there. I think they're going to be the third place. Al Allen. In terms of you do want an Al Allen pick, Kojo Labada, 20 goals, 6.2 million, 24 GA overall, so 20 goals, 4 assists. I think 6.2 million potentially could be a cheap beast. If you want to go sort of elsewhere, and a bit of a differential option as well. And finally, WDad, YDad, as I like to call him, Mohamed Rahini, pen taker, 11 goals, midfield player as well. And he actually averages a goal every 134 minutes. So potentially an option there. And also a guy called Kalus Maluda, who's got 12 GA and 5.3 million forward as well. Could be a really, really nice option. So that is the picks from Group G. So to wrap it up, Man City, I think, are going to win the group. Juventus second, Al Ahly in third, and Wagdad AC coming in fourth. So there, and I hope I've provided some picks for you for Group G. Moving on then to the final group, which is obviously featuring Real Madrid, Al Hilal, Pachua, and Salzburg. Obviously, as you can imagine, the winner of the group, I am going with the team that play in white, and that's not the only reason they're known. They're also known for being probably the biggest club in the world, and that is, of course, Real Madrid. Now, when I was looking into Real Madrid, of course, you've heard sort of on the grapevine that Mbappe's had a bad season. Apparently, Mbappe's had a bad season. Who said that? No idea. I found out 48 GA. Now, I'm sure a lot of you know that anyway, but 48 GA, I didn't quite realise. Obviously, that's in all competitions. So 11 million, I think he's probably the pick of the Real Madrid options. We've also got Vinicius Junior as well with 36 GA this year. So if you do want to go slight differential, maybe Vinny Junior is the one. But I can't get past Mbappe with 48 GA. He just seems like such a really good option. And also finally Trent as well, who obviously got 10 attacking returns for Liverpool. I think the fact that they've paid money to get him to Club World Cup means he's definitely going to play. And he also does show the right back. So straight in the team, you could go with Trent as well. I think is he 6.3 or 6.4 million? So another really solid option. Second in the group now, potentially people go with Salzburg here. I am going to go with Al Hilal. I think they are going to come second in the group. The two picks I quite like from Al Hilal, two main picks. One player that I'm sure a lot of FPL managers will have heard of, and that's Renard Lodi. He obviously played at Nottingham Forest when he was on loan from Atletico Madrid. 4.5 million, and he's got 12 GA and 8 clean sheets so far this season. So a really, really solid season from Renard Lodi so far. Yeah, 12 J, by the way, from a left back is outstanding. I actually think at 4.5 million, it's a real shame actually he pays Real Madrid in the first game. But I do think there is a strategy, obviously, where you bring Al Hilal players in the second game. And I think if you do that, you've got to look at Renan Lodi at 4.5 million as well. I think, yeah, really, really decent option. And of course, the other one is Al Dassari. Now, the amazing thing with Al Dassari, when I was looking into it, he has 46 goal contributions this season. 46. 36 goal contributions. I mean, that's crazy. And for the price point of 5.6 million, potentially he might be a goer as well. But I think with, yeah, as I said with Al Hilal, I think the main thing to mention is, of course, they can't be playing the first game week. They just cannot play that first game against Real. But after that, could be a really decent pick. The final, the team that I think will come third, not the final, the team that will come third are Salzburg. There's a few options in Salzburg. Obviously, they've not quite had the season that all expected from Salzburg. They also qualified through sort of the coefficiency. I should have mentioned that earlier, but quite a lot of the teams have provided with coefficiency, of course. Real Madrid obviously being European champions as well, which is ideal. But Salzburg, 7G, not Salzburg in general. Terzic, who I think is a good option from Salzburg, plays in defence, 5.1 million. So not a bargain price, not like Renan Lodi. Quite a decent price point at 5.1 million. He has played in the Salzburg team. We've got 14 clean sheets this season. They have been pretty decent defensively. Now I know they obviously play in the Austrian division, so that could obviously pay potentially some dividends naturally. I get that on the picks, but we've got to talk about this in every sort of team and in every situation we're talking about. But yeah, 14 clean sheets there. And he's also got 7 goal contributions for a defender. 7 goal contributions, 14 clean sheets, 5.1 million. It's just not bad, is it? It's just not bad. And the final pick I've gone for Salzburg is Gluck. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Gluck because he was a player that was massively hyped up in Champions League fantasy this year. 15 GA, 6.1 million. Doesn't seem too bad to me. Doesn't seem too bad. Now, I don't think I'm going to quite give him the hype that he was sort of given in Champions League fantasy, because that potentially, it puts too much pressure on him. All those players, managers put him in our teams. It ruined Oliver Gluck. But yeah, I do think that, for the record, isn't true, actually. But yeah, I do think Gluck could be a nice option at 6.1 million. So yeah, if you want to go for Gluck again and sort of test your luck, If you want to test your luck with Gluck, 6.1 million, 15 GA, time to party. That's what I say. And the final team is, of course, FC Pachuca. FC Pachuca, the Mexican team, I believe. And the player that I've picked one man out from FC Pachuca, and it's got to be one man and one man only. And a man you've all heard of, a man that Rafa Benitez at Newcastle used to love. The Geordies used to love him. Solomon Rondon, 13 GA, 6 million. Get him in your team. I might even bring him in just for the sort of memories. 6 million at Rondon, yeah, 13 GA. And of course, a lot of people will remember him from playing under Rafa Benitez at Newcastle when he was. Did he get a season with double-figure goals? I think he probably did. But he's now obviously applying his trade for FC Pachuca. And if you want to back him, although I do think potentially this will be a bad idea, considering I do think they're going to finish bottom of the group. But just because they finish bottom, they might mean they're not going to score. Don't mean Rondon ain't going to get involved, because they might lose to Real 6-1. But if Rondon's your man that scores, or Rondon's your differential gets points. Because the other thing is, of course, he will probably be under 5%. I'm really bigging up Rondon here. Maybe I should be going a bit more limited. Yeah, potentially I should. But oh well. Solomon Rondon, as I said, 6 million, 13 GA. Let me know what you think. But that is the video today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed these sort of group stage videos, as I've covered every single team now, all from groups, everyone in Group A, all the way to Group H, all 30T. I wouldn't mind a cup of tea, actually, but no, I don't know. I don't actually like a cup of tea, because I don't really like tea, but that's fine. But yeah, as I said, 32 teams, we've covered them all. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you bring some of these players in, and I hope you get this. I hope you give you some points, because that's the whole point of what the content we make. And to the guy who messaged us saying, are you going to bring out a Group G and Group H video? Yes, we are, and here it is. And if you have watched the whole video, whoever you are, I can't remember, I did respond to you. Drop a comment below and say, thanks, Scott, for the video. You don't have to say that. You can say you're wrong, but there you are. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm waffling now. And I'll see you all later. Bye for now, everyone. Bye for now.